baptism was the initiation process. Here we see in ancient times the boat that was put on the lake to represent the triad of Amun, Mut, and Khonsu. Also the initiation of baptism, because your first baptism did not take place with somebody putting their hands on you. Your baptism took place in the amniotic fluid of your mother's womb that represented Mut and Aset, where you took place at. That's the baptism. The Western world and the church want to take the power away from the woman because of misogyny and said, I'll baptize you. No man has no control over that. No man. But where we are now, brothers and sisters, is the sacred lake that we talked about in the lecture. As we said, the sacred lake was for purification and baptism. Long before John the Baptist, here we see the whole idea of being baptized, even for initiation after 40 years of becoming a Grand Master. The neophyte coming here to be initiated into a Grand Master Kariheb. Also, the lake represented the triad of Amun, Mut, and Khonsu. Keep in mind that the lake also represented a spiritual resurrection. Where is our first baptism? Our first baptism is in the amniotic fluid of our mother's womb. It's the Western Church that corrupted that and took it from the woman and said that you would be baptized when you come from her, because we are told that because of the sin of our mother and father's sexual connection, and because of our birth through that union, that we were born in sin. There's no story whatsoever in Kemet that you were born in sin because of your mother and father coming together. Our ancestors saw that the sacred and most holy place is the micro womb with the amniotic fluid. That's where our first baptism took place at. It had nothing to do with somebody putting their nasty hands on you and telling you that you are now baptized. That is nothing but misogyny and hatred towards the woman because of her power. That if we know nothing else, and if we can't understand how we got here, we can see from our own empirical observation one thing, that both genders, male and female, definitely comes from her. And that's power within itself. And this is what's been taken away. So when we understand baptism, we can't understand it from the outside world. We've got to understand it from its spiritual connection that no man has nothing to do with. And that is the amniotic fluid of our mother's womb, where we spent 9 months being baptized and then coming into this new life. In that baptism in the spiritual realm, you connect it with Asar, because in the spiritual realm, when you leave here, just like you came from your mother's womb, you're baptized, you'll be baptized in the amniotic fluid of eternal life as well. And Asar is the one that was there to judge you in his priestly garments, as you see him here. But I want you to look at this very closely and look and see how the Western world and the church took this and copied it and then took it from the woman, where that God's spirit, that divine spirit, took place in her womb and then said, he will baptize you. The Holy Father was Asar, the black one. And now they made the Holy Father in the Western world. They copied that from the African spiritual mystery system. Nobody can deny it. I don't care what you believe. I'm not here for you to believe this. Don't believe nothing I say. I'm here to make us think, brothers and sisters. Baptism in 418 AD, the Catholic Church Council decided that every human child is born demonic as a result of his sexual conception and damned to hell unless baptized.